Y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a look at the black carded back collection that's available right now from La Polish. I'll link her storefront and social media down below. These are available right now for pre-order through September 10th, but they will be restocking soon. I definitely recommend checking out all of La Polish's social media platforms to stay updated on restocks. These were sent to me for review, and I'll go ahead and get right into it. So first up is my pudding, and this is described as a black polish with a strong red to gold shift full of shimmer and sparkle. I also got a good amount of purple shimmer coming through as well. That may just be how the red reflects for me, as well as some orange around the edges. I'll go ahead and show you a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how my pudding swatched on my natural nail. So with this collection, most of them are in a black jelly type base, but so full of shimmer that you're really going to get whatever color shimmer that is on the nail. So the formula of these is a little bit thicker as well, which I definitely do love. It makes application a breeze. It goes exactly where you put it. This first coat was pretty sheer and maybe a little bit streaky, so I'll let that dry down and show you how it builds up for me with a second coat. So here's a look at that second coat. I'm not going in super thick for this coat, but it does bring it completely opaque. If you wanted to go thinner even, I think that 2 coats is going to be all that you need. So there you can see I did get a good amount of shimmer. Not really any brush stroking to mention. It does kind of level out all on its own. Here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. I did notice that these did dry down a little bit dull, so I definitely do recommend a nice glossy top coat. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat, and this is my final swatch photo at an angle in direct sunlight. So next up is Poisonous Kiss, and this is described as a black polish with a strong green and gold shimmer full of sparkle and a bit of scatter hollow as well. So you can see that scatter hollow popping there in the bottle. I did predominantly get the green shimmer out of this polish, so I'll go ahead and show you a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Poisonous Kiss swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first easy coat. Again, really smooth, really easy to apply, maybe just a little bit sheer on this first coat and a tiny bit streaky, but not much to mention at all. So I'll go ahead and complete this first coat, let it dry, and then show you how it built up for me with a second coat. So here's a look at that quick second coat. Again, the second coat easily brings this one completely opaque. If you're a thinner coat girl, I think that even these are going to be pretty strong at 2-coat formulas. So there you can see that gorgeous, deep, foresty finish. Here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. Again, maybe just a little bit dull here. I do recommend a glossy top coat. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with that glossy top coat. Super beautiful. And this is my final swatch photo at an angle, again, in that direct sunlight. So next up is Daddy's Girl, and this is my top pick of the collection, and I really feel like this is going to be a fan favorite as well. So this is described as a black polish with a strong purple to teal shift and purple to green color shifting flakies. So I am living for this combination of that super shifty base plus all of those flakies. I'll go ahead and show you a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Daddy's Girl swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at my first easy coat. Those flakes really don't interrupt the application at all. I did have to be maybe a little bit mindful to make sure they spread out across the nail, but really other than that, no issues. So this first coat is a little bit more on the sheer side, which can sometimes be expected from these multi-chrome or duochrome polishes. I'll go ahead and let that dry and then show you how it built up for me with a second coat. So here's a look at my second coat. I am going in pretty thick here, just for my normal thicker coat, and it did bring this one completely opaque. If you go thinner, you may appreciate the depth better at 3 coats, but I'm really loving the finish here. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. Those flakes just do add for barely a hint of texture. So here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat. I did pick up more of the teal here in direct sunlight, so this is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight. So lastly today is Perfectly Villainous, and this is a release from last year that's being brought back. So this is described as a black polish with a strong purple shimmer. So there you can see all of those purple, like almost tiny microflakes that make up that gorgeous shimmer. With this one, there's not very much shift, so what you see in the bottle there is pretty much what you get on the nails as well. So I'll go ahead and show you a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Perfectly Villainous swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first easy coat. I will say that I do think that this is the sheerest of the collection. So this first coat does go on more like a blush of color with maybe a little bit of streaking, but other than that, no issues with application, but pretty sheer. So I'll let that dry and then show you how it built up for me with my second coat. So here I am going in for my thicker second coat, and it does pull this one to a full coverage. I will say, however, though, in some of my swatch videos, I could still see maybe a little bit of nail line, so I think that I would go in for a third coat just for personal preference. But here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. Again, you can see they're pretty much full coverage. coverage. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat. And here you can kind of see where that nail line is peeking out just a little bit. So this is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight, and that does wrap up my swatch and review of the black carded back collection. Again, these are available right now from La Polish. I'll link her storefront and social media down below. If you'd like to see more photos of any of these polishes, I do have that available on my blog at sloppyswatches.com, or you can also follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.